Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only Animation Legends, and yeah guys, today I am back with the next part of what if Naruto was neglected by his family reborn, refused to give up his chakra to Menma. So yeah guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the previous part of the series, and if you guys have not seen it, please guys check it out, you guys will definitely like it. And yeah guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It would be very helpful to me as I want to reach 20k subscribers on this channel, and you guys subscribing would be really appreciated. So without any further ado, let us start the video. So, last time we left off as we saw that Naruto has finally been promoted to a Jonin as Naruto started to think about his own future. Previously, he just wanted to live his life the way he wanted to. But after that, after gaining the system and after gaining so much power, Naruto wanted to change something. He wanted to have a life of himself, a goal to achieve. So Naruto looked towards the village and decided to become the next Hokage. That was something that Naruto wanted. After the Jonin Council meeting, Naruto realized that Konoha is not as united as he thought in his previous life when he was mostly in the Namikaze household ready to generate chakra for Menma. He thought that the Hokage was the supreme authority in Konoha and how easily Menma became the next Hokage at the age of 17, while on the other hand Minato became the elder, while on the other hand Naruto, after the Jonin meeting, realized that Minato himself has a separate faction within Konoha, while on the other hand third Hokage also had his own faction, though it mainly aligns with that of the fourth Hokage's factions. While on the other hand, the Elder Council as well as Shimura Danzo, the leader of the root, also have their respective factions within Konoha. Konoha is rather divided, so Naruto also realized that many people has almost started to worship him after realizing his power, the legends of the first Hokage. Many people have started to align with Naruto, and now Naruto has realized that if he wants to become Hokage, then he can do it. All he has to do is to make his own faction within Konoha and make it strong enough that he will be easily able to become Hokage in the future. As Naruto was looking towards the village, as Minato finally appeared behind him, and Minato wanted Naruto to return back to the family, but Naruto simply mocked Minato and told him that Naruto forced not to force him, as Minato was angry about it. But Naruto told Minato that the rumors are going across the village that how in all the terms of three Hokages, Konoha was never attacked, but in Minato Namikaze's term, two attacks within Konoha has already happened. The first attack was the Kyuubi attack. On top of that, now even the Sand Shinobi has appeared within Konoha and done so much damage, and Minato's prestige has taken a serious hit because of this situation, as well as the Elder Council and Shimura Danzo are also spreading rumors that how Minato was unfit to be Hokage, but Minato was still the strongest shinobi on paper in Konoha, and his position cannot be shaken up that easily. After all, the third Hokage is still supporting Minato, while on the other hand, Minato explained the situation to Jiraiya, and he also told the third Hokage and Jiraiya that Naruto wants to become the future Hokage. Jiraiya was furious about it. In the eyes of Jiraiya, Menma was the child of destiny. He has specifically went to the Mount Miyabuku to ask questions to Great Old Toad Sage, but the Great Toad Sage has told him that Menma was the designated child of destiny. Naruto's power is just that, an accident. Even if Naruto were to become as powerful as the Sage of Sixth Path, he would not be able to bring peace to the shinobi world. Only the child of destiny can bring peace to the shinobi world, and Jiraiya believed that, and he decided to send a letter to his hidden operate in Akatsuki. That was none other than Shisui Uchiha, as Akatsuki has put their eyes on Naruto, as they wanted Naruto to become a member of the Akatsuki with the help of the Mokitan. He should be able to subdue Biju, so they decided to go after Naruto, as the Pain decided to send Shisui, who was an undercover agent of Konoha within Akatsuki, as well as Kisame, as they rushes in the direction of Naruto, while Shisui has already gotten the letter of Jiraiya to use his Koto Masukami on Naruto so that Naruto can support Menma, give up his chakra to Menma. On top of that, support him to become the next Hokage. That was the plan of Jiraiya, as Shisui also wanted to do it because in Shisui's eyes, he himself has made so many sacrifices, and Naruto is just throwing a tantrum. His power should help the Hokage and Konoha. So Shisui decided to use his power on Naruto, who was outside with his subordinates, which Naruto decided to make. So yeah guys, that was the last part of the series. series. So if you guys have not seen it, please guys check it out. So let us start the story from here. As Naruto finally came out of the shadows, in front of him were Shisui and Kisame. As Shisui looked towards Naruto with a bit of complicated expression on his face, honestly, the power of the Moketon, he could feel the immense chakra inside of Naruto. As an Uchiha, he has heard about the legends, the power of the Moketon that is even superior to the Mangekyo Sharingan. Shisui himself possessed a Mangekyo, so he did not honestly believe it. After all, he himself knows what he is truly capable of, not to mention Kotomatsukami, even Susanoo is a lot more powerful than anyone think. As Shisui looked towards Naruto as Kisame Hoshikage speak out, well, Shisui senpai, it seemed that our target is already here. As Naruto looked towards the Akatsuki members, he was a bit confused about the situation. After all, he knows that Akatsuki was an organization that was hunting down the Jinchuriki. Even Menma was once attacked by the Akatsuki organization, but thanks to the help of Jiraiya, as well as Kakashi and Minato, who was summoned with his kunai, they were able to take down Pain, the leader of the Akatsuki. So Naruto looked towards them. He was not a Jinchuriki, so why? They were here. As Naruto raised an eyebrow and looked towards them, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are the members of the Akatsuki. This surprises both Shisui and Kisame, as Kisame started to chuckle. Well, I did not knew that we were that famous. As Shisui finally decided to step forward. Uzumaki and Naruto, we are the members of the Akatsuki and we are here to offer you a deal for you to become a member of the Akatsuki organization. As Kisame smirked at that while Shisui still had his three tomo activated, he was looking towards Naruto, the immense chakra inside of him. Shisui was truly impressed. He himself was a cage level shinobi, but Naruto's chakra level, they were far above anything Shisui has ever seen in his life. While on the other hand, Kisame started to chuckle as Naruto simply shook his head at that. I do not care about this so-called organization of yours. I have my own plan, so I will give both of you one opportunity to walk away while I still allows it. As Kisame burst into laughter, well, Shisui senpai, it seems that the power of the Moketon has gone to the head of this boy. Well then, since you have rejected our offer, I can only bring you to the leader who will show you the might of a true god of shinobi. Unlike your fake Moketon. With that, finally, Kisame brought out Samehada while Shisui decided to watch the battle. After all, Naruto was at this point was far too powerful. If Shisui wants to perfectly control him, maybe after Naruto is exhausted, his Koto Amasukami will be able to put more influence on Naruto. So Shisui decided to step back as Kisame started to go through handstand, water style, waterfall technique as a huge waterfall rushes towards Naruto. As Naruto simply scoffed at that as Naruto opened his mouth and released a white flame from his mouth as a huge tsunami of white flame rushes towards the waterfall technique, and just like that in turn into steam. But Naruto's chakra was immense. It was even greater than Kisame, the tailless tail beast. And just like that, the fire was in front of Kisame, who was taken aback at that, but he quickly brought out Samehada in front of him as Samehada started to absorb Naruto's chakra. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that, while on the other hand, Shisui decided to take things more seriously. As he said, Kisame, do not hold back, use your full power. As Kisame nodded at that, well, I did not expect you to have this kind of fire style technique. I thought you were gonna use the Moketon. As Naruto looked towards Kisame with the bored expression on his face. If that is all you possess, then maybe you should walk away. As Kisame burst into laughter, well, let me show you my true power. With that, Kisame disappeared as he appeared in front of Naruto with his Samehada ready to slash at Naruto. But Naruto moved his hand and grabbed Samehada as Naruto's hand was covered with chakra as Samehada started to absorb the chakra of Naruto. But Naruto felt it even though the chakra was being absorbed by Samehada. Naruto himself possessed bottomless amount of chakra. So this amount of chakra, Naruto simply ignored it as he looked towards Kisame, who was taken aback at that. Naruto started to put more and more pressure on Samehada, who was absorbing Naruto's chakra happily, but the pressure was increasing, and Samehada was also feeling pain as Naruto moved his hand with such force that Kisame was taken aback at that as Naruto moved away the sword and threw it into the air. Suddenly, vines started to appear from the ground and surrounded Samehada and started to absorb the chakra from Samehada, who started to scream at that. The absorption ability of the Moketon is greater than that of the Samehadas, and the Moketon is not normal technique. It is not composed of pure chakra and possess elements, so therefore Samehada was unable to absorb chakra from Moketon. While on the other hand, Naruto simply looked towards his hand, which was already healed thanks to the sage body. While on the other hand, Kisame quickly stepped back, while Shishi finally decided to step forward. It seemed that the rumors that Naruto has defeated Orochimaru and has even defeated so many reanimated shinobis were true. As Shisui looked towards Naruto, suddenly Shisui looked towards Kisame, who was caught off guard, and just like that, Kisame was under the influence of Shisui Uchiha's Genjutsu. As Shisui looked towards Naruto, let me introduce myself. I am the hidden agent planted by Konoha within Akatsuki organization, and I want to ask you some questions, Naruto. As Naruto was taken aback at that, but then he looked towards Shisui. So you're the spy planted by, let me guess, Jiraiya, right? As Shisui simply nodded at that. As Shishi looked towards Naruto, well, Naruto, I want to ask you, why did you leave your family? Do you not realize how precious the family is? And I have heard that after you have woken the sage body, you have refused to help your own little brother to make progress. Do you not realize that Menma is the designated child of destiny? He is meant for greatness, and you should help him achieve greatness. As Naruto was taken aback at that, honestly, he has heard about Shishi Uchiha, but not that much after all. He only knew about the legendary Shisui, the Sunqueen, while on the other hand, other things were simply ignored as Naruto simply shook his head. It doesn't matter to you, Shisui, and this matter belongs to me. I have already made a deal with the fourth Hokage, and you should mind your own business. As Shisui gritted his teeth at that, Naruto, do you not realize that how many people, how many shinobi make sacrifices on daily basis in the shinobi world? Even right now, we are talking, there are people in the shinobi world who are dying, shinobis who have to give up their life. This is a precious opportunity. Jiraiya-sama has told me that Menma is the child of destiny. As long as you become powerful enough, peace shall be branch. Peace shall descend upon the shinobi world. You should make all the sacrifices that are needed for the peace to come. Do not think that just because you have the power of the Mokitan, you can become the new child of destiny. Even first Hokage had the power of the Mokitan and he himself was stronger than you. But look at the shinobi world now. Only Menma is destined to bring peace to the shinobi world. And I am here to teach you this lesson, Naruto. Look at me. I am a shinobi of Konoha, but I have sacrificed everything, my village, my clan, Alpha, peace, so that I can join the Akatsuki organization, and you have turned your back, your own family, Naruto. You should be ashamed of yourself. As Naruto was taken aback at that. Isn't this guy way too emotional? After all, these things doesn't matter to him. If Menma is truly the child of destiny or whatever it is, then Menma should work hard. Why should he himself give up his chakra for Menma to achieve greatness? He himself has given up his chakra for years, and in his past life, he died at the age of 17 after his chakra core was extracted by the Uzumaki Namikaze family and was given to Menma. He was barely able to live for a few months after the fourth great ninja war, and just like that, he died. As Naruto was now getting angrier at this point as he looked towards Shisui. Do not mock me, Shisui. That is your own sacrifice. That is something you yourself has accepted. Why should I be forced to make sacrifices? I have already given chakra to Menma for 4 years in my life, and I should not be forced to give any more chakra, as perhaps you do not know that I am not even more suitable to that of Menma's chakra. It is actually my mother and my little sister who are more suitable. As Shisui was taken aback at that, he did not knew that according to the letter Jiraiya has given him, Naruto was the only one suitable enough. But Shisui simply shook his head at that. Naruto, there's no need for you to lie. As Shisui still believes in Jiraiya and believes that Naruto is simply trying to lie his way out of it. As Shisui looked towards Naruto with more and more disappointment in his eyes. Honestly, when I heard that you has awoken the power of the Mokitan, I thought that you are meant for greatness and you will be able to help Menma bring peace to the shinobi world. But now I realize that you are far too narrow-minded, Naruto. You cannot see the village and the shinobi world. You only have yourself in your eyes, and that is something I cannot allow. The power of the Mokitan belongs to the village, and you shall serve the village as well. As Naruto gritted his teeth at that, the more he listened to Shisui, the more angrier he becomes. And even if You say that your mother and your sister are more suitable. Shouldn't you make sacrifices to protect your mother and your sister? Naruto, you are far too narrow-minded. As Shisui pointed towards Naruto, truly angry at this point, as Naruto was also pretty angry. As Shisui finally opened his Mangekyo Sharingan as he looked towards Naruto. For the peace of Konoha and for the peace of the shinobi world, I can only let you make more sacrifices, and that is what best for you as well, Naruto. With that, Shisui activated his Mangekyo now. Behold, my true power, my Genjutsu technique, Koto Masukami. With that, Shisui's eyes started to rotate. Suddenly, Naruto was taken aback at that, as if something was invading his mind. Suddenly, voice started to appear in Naruto's mind. System activated. Emergency intrusion detected. Emergency defense finally activated. As Naruto was taken aback at that, Genjutsu normally can work on him. System will not influence that. But for system to activate the emergency defenses, which means that this technique, the Koto Masukami, is not anything normal. As Naruto was taken aback at that, while on the other hand, Shisui believes that he has already put all the instructions to Naruto. Alright, Naruto, from this day forward, your mission is to protect Menma, protect Konoha, and help Menma achieve peace in the shinobi world, and help him become the Hokage. You will hand over your chakra after according to the instructions of Jiraiya-sama, and you will be obedient to Hokage-sama as well as to Konoha's higher up, and your mother and your sister. With that, Shisui finally closes his eyes. Blood tears were coming from his eyes, but he believed that he has finally achieved what he has went out to achieve. He has finally brought Naruto back, and this will cure his narrow-mindedness. As Shisui was pretty happy about it, as Naruto clapped his hand together, wood style, wood dragon jutsu. As Shisui was taken aback at that, shouldn't his Koto Masukami should have worked? Why did Naruto attack him? Suddenly, the wood dragon rushes towards Shisui, who quickly used the Sanchi technique to run away, but the forest around him came to life and also started to attack Shisui. As Shisui was unable to dodge most of the attacks, as Shisui had to activate his Susanoo as he quickly grabbed Kisame inside of Susanoo as well. As Shisui was confused, his Koto Masukami should have worked on Naruto. He believed that his power had influenced Naruto in the beginning. That is why he was giving instructions to Naruto to obey the Hokage and obey the village and help Menma become the next Hokage. That is something Nenma is destined to achieve, and Naruto should only help him as his older brother. So Shisui was really confused at this point, as Naruto was now truly angry. He finally realized that this was a brainwashing technique. If system was not there, he would have been caught under such an attack. As Naruto was now truly furious at Shisui. You damn Uchiha. Second Hokage was right. Your race is truly evil and malevolent. I will put you down, you naturally malevolent Uchiha. With that, Naruto decided to unleash more of his attacks as Wood Golem Jutsu appeared and slapped his hand towards the half-baked Susanoo of Shisui, and just like that, it shattered into pieces as Naruto slap his hand together as hundreds of wands rushes towards Shisui as they grab Kisame. As Shisui was really confused about it. This should not be happening. Naruto, you cannot attack me. I am a Konoha shinobi. How dare you attack your own comrades? As Naruto scoffed at that. Damn you bastard, now you realize that you're a Konoha shinobi. Why did you not realize it when you're trying to brainwash me? Naruto was truly furious today. If system was not there, he would have been definitely caught under such a powerful genjutsu. Even the Moketan would not be able to help him, and Naruto really wanted to kill Shisui today. These Uchihas are all lunatics, as Naruto finally realized that, after all, Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Obito were the one who declared the Fourth Gate Ninja War, and the Uchihas were not allowed to take part in the Fourth Gate Ninja War by the orders of the Fourth Hokage. Only Sasuke was present there. Even Itachi was not allowed to take part in the Fourth War. After Itachi took care of Kabuto, he did not came to the final destination because the shinobi would believe that if Uchihas were there, they would have definitely sided with Uchiha Madara. So a part of the force of the shinobi world was present in Konoha to stop the Uchihas from joining the war, and now Naruto realized that it was a good decision. All of these Uchihas are far too evil. As Naruto glared towards Shisui, who was caught in his voice, as Shisui glared towards Naruto. Naruto, how did you Solve my Koto Omatsukami. This technique, this should not falter. Even if you do not make eye contact with me, I should be able to plant my Koto Omatsukami on you. As Naruto scarf at that, you need not know about it, you damn evil Uchiha. Today, I will take you down. And as for your eyes, I will destroy them personally. As she says scarf at that, Naruto, I'm a Konoha shinobi. You do not have authority to attack me. If you were to attack me, you will become a rogue ninja. And we are comrades, as Naruto scarf at that. Enough talk, you're already a rogue shinobi, and I was given no information that you are a secret spy planted by Konoha. So even if I were to kill you here, not even the fourth Hokage would be able to say anything. As Naruto started to put more pressure on the vines, and just like that, vines started to wrap around Shisui with more force as Shisui activated his half-baked Susanoo once again, slashing at once left and right and trying to run away with Kisame. As Naruto scarf at that, the wood tree technique was still activated and there is nothing Shisui can do, and it did not take long for Naruto's wood style to utterly destroy half-baked Susanoo once again, and Shisui was once again captured as Naruto was ready to end the life of Shisui, but suddenly the whirlpool started to appear all around the wood techniques as Naruto's eyes narrowed at that. He has seen this technique once before when this guy attacked Menma in the Uzumaki household. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that, as Naruto once again clapped his hand together as Wood Golem Jutsu slammed his fist in the direction where Whirlpool was coming from. From the Whirlpool finally appeared Uchiha Obito as he quickly realized that Wood Golem Jutsu was attacking him, but he still had his Jutsu activated, and just like that, Wood Golem Jutsu wasn't able to harm Uchiha Obito. As Uchiha Obito looked towards Naruto, as you said, well, it seemed that you're more trouble than I previously expected. Even the Wood Golem Jutsu is activated. Well, Shisui, it seemed that your mission has failed. As Uchiha Obito quickly grabbed Kisame and Shisui and put them in his Kamui direction. As Obito glared towards Naruto, the power of the Mokitan, do not think that you are the only one who possess it. As Obito slammed his hand into the ground as several wooden spikes rushes towards Naruto as Naruto simply scarfs at that a third class wood style technique. It is not even on the level of Yamato. As Naruto simply casually moved his hand and the wood style attack of Uchiha Obito was sent flying. Even Obito was feeling a bit awkward at this point, but he quickly came to attention. Well boy, do not overestimate yourself, boy. I am Uchiha Madara. I have fought the true owner of Moketan and I know his strength. You should just give up and join my organization and I will be good to you. As Naruto simply scoffed at that. Enough talk. With that, Wood Techniques rushes towards Uchiha Obito who still had his Kamui activated as Obito started to chuckle. Well, we shall meet again. With that, Obito started to absorb himself as Naruto's eyes narrowed at that. He quickly had a feeling as Naruto clapped his hand together as Wood Dragon appeared from the ground ready to eat. Obito quickly had to cancel out his technique and jump away as Naruto looked towards Obito. So this is how it works. When you're absorbing yourself in that space-time technique, you are no longer intangible. Your body has to materialize if you want to enter in in whatever dimension you are entering. As Obito was taken aback at that. This was a secret of the Kamui. No one knew about it. Even Pain did not knew about it. And this Naruto has realized it as Naruto clapped his hand together. I wonder how long you can keep yourself intangible. If I'm not mistaken, you are the one who unleashed Kyuubi all those years ago. Calling yourself Uchiha Madara, I believe that you're just a rat in the gutter. Unworthy to be seen in light. And looking at your face and mask you have put on, maybe you really are ugly, nothing more than a loser, right? As Obito, each and every word which Naruto said came to his heart. A loser, unworthy to be seen in light, ugly, all those labels. Obito, how could he tolerate that? Enough! As Obito unleashed flames towards Naruto, as Naruto scarf at that, the Tree World technique was still activated as wooden wands quickly absorbed the fire style technique of Obito as Obito unleashed more and more techniques towards Naruto, but he was standing in the three world technique and all the techniques of Obito cannot harm Naruto as Naruto still had his wood dragon and wood golem jutsu activated as Naruto closes his eyes and just like that he opened them. His sage mode was activated even though it was not a perfect sage mode, more like Jiraiya's version of sage mode, but it was still enough. Naruto's power increased rapidly. Obito was now getting desperate. Previously, he thought that he will come looking cool, absorb Shisui, Kisame, and offer Naruto to join the Akatsuki organization and claim himself Uchiha Madara. And even if Naruto were to disagree, he can leave with fashion, showing his power. But now he was trapped here, and his time as an intangible person was coming to an end. 4 minutes has already passed, and he was now getting desperate. In 1 minute, he will have to return back to his original form, and it takes time for his Kamui technique to activate once more. If he really materializes at this point, he will truly die today as Obito gritted his teeth at that. While on the other hand, Naruto finally realized that this guy was finally getting desperate, which means that he was right. There's a time limit to whatever technique this guy was using. Naruto was ready to end this battle as long as this guy materialized. Naruto will capture him right here and right now. But suddenly, a black figure appeared from the ground as Obito quickly realized that this was Black Zetsu, as Black Zetsu quickly engulfed Obito and rushed in the ground as Naruto clapped his hands together as wooden vines rushed into the ground, ready to capture Obito. But to Naruto's surprise, this guy was faster than he previously expected, and Naruto, even with the wood style technique, was unable to sense whatever that black creature was, as Naruto was confused about it. But he decided to use his senjutsu to sense where Uchiha Obito has went. But he was unable to find anything as Naruto frowned at that, but simply decided to dispel his wood techniques. As Naruto finally landed and decided to sense once more, and he was unable to find any trace of Kisame, Shisui, or that Uchiha Obito, or whatever that black thing was, as Naruto simply shook his head at that and finally decided to leave for now. While on the other hand, in Konoha, Jiraiya was looking towards Menma, who was training even harder than earlier. After all, this was a serious hit to Menma. Menma always believed himself to be the child of destiny, destined to rule the shinobi world one day and bring peace to the shinobi world. That is something Jiraiya himself has told Menma that he is destined to achieve. But now, for someone lowly as Naruto, not only Naruto activated the sage body, he has also awoken the power of Mogetan that is so much superior to the power of Bijus. Even Nine-Tail was hung up and beaten by the first Hokage. All the 9 Bijus were captured by first Hokage himself. Thanks to the power of Mogetan, all the arrogance Menma had was crushed by the hands of Naruto. Not only he will not hand over his chakra now, he has even surpassed him and finally get rid of the whole family as well. And Menma was furious about it. He was training harder than ever as Jiraiya simply sighed at that. Maybe this shadow can only be overlooked, as Jiraiya has already sent message to Shisui. As Jiraiya thought in his mind, Shisui, with your technique of Kotomasukami, I believe that you will be able to bring Naruto back to his senses and make him realize that how important Menma is. While the power of Moketon is impressive, it can be used for Konoha, but it should be used for the betterment of Menma so that Menma can achieve the power that is required to save the shinobi world and bring peace to the shinobi world as well. As Jiraiya simply nodded at that and a small smile came to his face. After all, he believed that Shisui's Kotomasukami will be able to bring Naruto back to his senses once more, so that he will obediently hand over his Moketan chakra to Menma. Who knows? After infusing with such powerful chakra, Menma himself might be able to awake the sage body or Moketan itself. After all, they are triplets. So, if Naruto can do it, there is a chance that Menma can do it as well, as Jiraiya was daydreaming, while on the other hand, Naruto as well as the Chunin and Genin finally appear back in Konoha as Naruto in this time was giving instructions to both of the Chunins. Thanks to the system knowledge, he was able to get all the knowledge of ninjutsu of all the elemental natures. Naruto's understanding of jutsus can be said to be even greater than that of the third Hokage, and third Hokage knew all the techniques in Konoha well, other than clan techniques, but still he was called the professor of ninjutsu, and Naruto's understanding surpassed even that. So Naruto was able to not only teach these chunins several of the techniques, even the genins were improving rapidly thanks to the instructions of Naruto. As Naruto decided to leave to the Hokage office to give report, finally Naruto appeared in the Hokage office and he was ready to hand over his scroll, but the Chunin looked towards Naruto with amazement in his eyes. Naruto-sama, Hokage-sama has told us that if you were to return back to Konoha, then you should give report to Hokage-sama himself. As Naruto raised an eyebrow at that, honestly, he doesn't want to bother with Minato, but maybe it's time to have a discussion with Minato as well. As Naruto simply nodded at that and decided to go in the direction of the Hokage office. Jiraiya at this point has appeared in the Hokage office ready to see the look on the face of Naruto. Well, Naruto will admit his mistake and will return back to the family and hand over his chakra to Menma. Jiraiya was really happy about it because he believed that it will not take long for Menma to at least awake the power of the sage body. Or who knows, he might even awake the power of Mokiton as well. So Jiraiya was really happy about it, while the third Hokage's eyes narrowed at that. He had an inkling of what his student was doing, while Minato was still thinking about the village. He did not knew what Jiraiya was up to, but third Hokage knew that, and he also wanted to see something. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door as Minato looked towards the door. Come in. As the door was opened and Naruto in his Jonin vest finally appeared in the Hokage office. As finally Naruto looked towards all the people that were present in the Hokage office, Minato was a bit surprised but quickly realized that he was the one who has given orders that all the reports of the mission were to given to Minato himself. As Minato smiled at Naruto, well, Jonin Naruto, you have finally come back to the village. So, are you here to report? As Naruto simply nodded at that, this is the scroll of the mission, Hokage-sama. As Naruto gave the scroll to Minato, as Minato simply nodded at that, well, as Minato opened the scroll and started to read it, as Minato said, well, the mission was completed pretty well, Naruto. You shall be able to get your reward after some time. As Naruto simply nodded at that, well, Hokage-sama, I want to talk to you. As Jiraiya, after he heard that Naruto was calling Minato Hokage-sama, started to think that Shisui had put Genjutsu on Naruto to obey the Hokage. That is why he is giving Minato so much respect. But honestly, it was more of an indifferent tone. Naruto had no love for Minato or anything like that. So he was just calling Minato by the name of Hokage and Hokage-sama or something like that. He doesn't really care about it. But Jiraiya thought that it was because of the effect of the Koto Masukami. As Jiraiya spoke up, I already know what you want to say, Naruto. Isn't that you have finally realize your mistakes and your narrow-mindedness and you want to return to the family? Well, I, Jiraiya, have said it. If you want to return to the family, then you would have to hand over your chakra to Menma. That is destined. I will not allow my goddaughter Nito to have so many injustice in her life. She's meant for glory and she will be helpful for Menma. Even if she's a Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails and she can recover chakra to her body once again. But I believe that you are more suitable, Naruto. So if you really want to apologize and come back to the family, then you would have to hand over your chakra obediently. And this time, you will have to follow my instructions as well as the instructions of the village. And Jiraiya was rather smug about it because he believed that Naruto was already under the control of the Genjutsu of Shisui and Naruto will soon enough back to return back to the family. As Naruto's eyes narrowed at that, so this Jiraiya was the one who had told Shisui to use that Genjutsu on him. For the very first time, Naruto had murderous intent towards anyone in the village. Even in his previous life, he only felt pity for himself, never murderous intent towards his so-called family. As Naruto looked towards Jiraiya as if he was a fool. As Naruto simply ignored it, while Minato was taken aback at that, he was confused about it. Why would Naruto want to return to the family? Was there something that he, the Hokage, did not know about it, and Jiraiya sensei knew about it? As Minato also looked towards the third Hokage, who seemed to be thinking of something. As Naruto looked towards Jiraiya, and well, Jiraiya-sama, thanks for your offer, but I believe that I will be pretty well off without going back to your so-called family and handing over my chakra. Thanks for the offer, but no thanks. Jiraiya was taken aback at that. The script is not right. Shouldn't at this point Naruto return back to the family. This was not how it was supposed to go. Even the third Hokage was taken aback at that as third Hokage started to think about it. If I'm not mistaken, Jiraiya must have told Shisui to use Koto Masukami on Naruto for the loyalty Shisui has, he should have used the power of the Kotomasukami on Naruto. This should not be happening. Could it be the power of the Mokiton can counterattack Kotomasukami? This was the only explanation he could think of. While on the other hand, Jiraiya finally decided to spoke up. Naruto, what are you talking about? As Naruto simply scoffed at that, Hokage-sama, I have something else to report. In this mission, I was attacked by the members of the Akatsuki organization. When Minato heard that, finally it came to the attention of Minato. Suddenly, he realized as he looked towards Jiraiya, he also knew about Shisui and the secret mission he has given to Shisui to infiltrate the Akatsuki organization. He was confused why his sensei was saying such things, but if Shisui really used Kotomasukami, then Naruto should really beg to return back to the family. But looking at Naruto, who was still ignoring Jiraiya and cold towards him, he realized that Kotomasukami would not have worked on Naruto, or maybe Shisui was attacked before he could use that technique. As Minato was still confused about it, as he said, well, Naruto, report. As Naruto decided to explain everything, when I subdued Shisui Uchiha, as Naruto looked towards Jiraiya, he tried to use some genjutsu on me, but thanks to the power of the Mokitan, I was able to resist the genjutsu and break free from such genjutsu. As Naruto looked towards Jiraiya with narrowed eyes, with pure anger in his eyes, Minato also realized that Shisui must have tried to make Naruto loyal to the Hokage and to the family, but Naruto must have resisted the genjutsu, as even Jiraiya was taken aback at that, which means that Naruto knew that his whole scheme. As Naruto simply ignored Jiraiya for now, he has already made plans for Jiraiya. This guy must die in the future, as Naruto thought in his mind. After all, in his small book, he has already marked Shisui Uchiha for that, for such an evil person to exist, not only use such dangerous genjutsu on him, but try to brainwash him at the same time. He himself was brainwashed long ago, but now he wants him to become just like himself. As Naruto scoffed at that, even this Jiraiya, he will not let him go. The day he becomes Hokage, Jiraiya will definitely be sent on hundreds of as dangerous missions, or maybe he would get rid of this guy even earlier than that. As Naruto thought in his mind, Tadokage also noticed the fleeting hint of murderous intent towards Jiraiya. As Tadokage started to think about it, as he was also worried. After all, Naruto had the power of the Mokiton, and that was a pure power of Mokiton, not half-baked version of Yamato. If Naruto had dissatisfaction with Jiraiya, which means that he had dissatisfaction with Minato and the Tadokage, and he will definitely move against them once he has power. It seemed that he needs to have a talk with Jiraiya not to move against Naruto anymore. Then he has already done it. While on the other hand, Naruto looked towards Minato. After I defeated Shisui and Kisame, a strange guy with a spiral hole appeared using a space-time technique. When Minato as well as the third Hokage heard that, they were truly on their feet. As Minato spoke up, explained everything about this guy Naruto. As Naruto explained his abilities and things like that, as Minato slammed his fist into the table. Damn it! It must be the guy who unleashed QB all those years ago, as Jiraiya was also taken aback at that. So this guy is a member of Akatsuki, but why did Shisui not report it back? As Jiraiya looked towards Naruto, Naruto, it is a dereliction of duty on your part. You should have captured that guy. As Naruto looked towards Jiraiya and simply ignored him, he was not the Hokage, and strictly speaking, Jiraiya was still considered a jonin of Konoha. His station was not greater than that of Naruto's. It is only because that Jiraiya was once a commander in the Second Great Ninja War that people have so much respect for Jiraiya. Other than that, he was still considered a jonin. There is no specific station of elite jonin or anything like that. They are still Janin, Chunin, Ambu, and Jonin. There is no elite jonin or elite chunin or anything like that. Other than special jonin, there are no other cage level station or anything other than the Hokage. As Naruto simply ignored Jiraiya, as Jiraiya was furious about it, but Tadokage gave a wink to Jiraiya, as Jiraiya had to stop himself, as Minato finally nodded at that. Alright Naruto, you can take your leave. As Naruto finally decided to take his leave, as Naruto finally left the Hokage office, while on the other hand, Minato and the third Hokage and Jiraiya started to talk with each other, while on the other hand, Naruto closes his eyes and all of Konoha was under his sensory range. As Naruto simply smiled at that, he has realized that Konoha's situation is or rather the situation of all the hidden villages is rather similar. There are thousands and thousands upon Janins within the village, and even the Chunin, which are the backbone of the village, are quite larger, even though they have the potential to become Jonin, but they do not have resources. These are the bases of himself becoming the Hokage in the future, as Naruto simply smirked at that as he decided to make 10 wood clones and started to walk around the village, especially the training grounds. After all, it is time that Naruto's own faction come to his mind. After all, thanks to the power of the Mokitan, he can sense if other people are lying to him or if other people has affection for him or treachery against him. So Naruto decided to use these abilities to finally decided to make his own faction. Suddenly a thing appeared in Naruto's mind. It is noted that the host had decided to make his own faction. The host is rewarded with the perfect Sage mode as well as the power of the flying Thunderguard technique, second Hokage version. When Naruto heard that, Naruto simply smirked at that he was waiting for it. As Naruto simply decided to walk around the village while the people were still watching Naruto with awe in their eyes, as Naruto simply smiled, it is time that he take more missions. After all, the longer he goes on these missions, the more people will realize that how powerful he was, and his faction will become stronger and stronger. He needs to make a faction powerful enough with himself as a center, and for that he requires resources. While he knows thousands and thousands upon techniques, but he's still gonna require a lot of resources and money, and for that Naruto simply smirk at that. He has heard that Jiraiya of the Sannin and Tsunade of the Sannin are rather rich, as Naruto simply smirked at that, especially Jiraiya. That guy was far too greedy. Even the Uchiha clan is loaded as long as Lord Jiraiya and the Uchiha clan, Naruto's coffers will definitely be full, and he will have enough resources to make his powerful faction within Konoha, as Naruto simply smirked at that, while on the other hand, unknown to Jiraiya, Naruto already had his eyes set on the coffers of Jiraiya, and Naruto already had the location where Jiraiya has put away all of his money, while on the other hand, Jiraiya was in the Hokage office. Minato, I have done it for Konoha. Naruto's power is too great. He also wants to become the Hokage. We cannot allow him to become Hokage. Menma is destined to be the ruler as the child of destiny. He needs to be in a leadership position to bring about change. Or is it that you no longer have faith in the child of destiny of the great Mount Miyaboko? As Minato sighed at that, Jai Sensei, do not mobilize the resources of Konoha just like that. You're the leader of spy. Many people are asking me questions why you did not inform us about the invasion of Suna. As Jiraiya simply shook his head at that, he was busy himself in Konoha training Menma. If he himself was outside of the village, he would have finally realized what Suna was trying to do. But there was little he could do about it. Orochimaru knew himself far too well, and Orochimaru was able to gave false information to Jiraiya. Thanks to the spies he has planted all across the shinobi world, there was little Jiraiya could do about the situation. As the third Hokage spoke up, that kid already has murderous intent towards you, Jiraiya. I do not need to explain the power of the first Hokage. The first Hokage summoned by Orochimaru only had 30% of his strength, but it was still more than Naruto. So you can just realize how powerful first Hokage was. Naruto himself has the same potential as the first Hokage. So do not antagonize him any more than you already have done it, Jiraiya. As Jiraiya gritted his teeth at that, why couldn't his sensei and pupil understand the importance of Menma? Menma is the only one who's destined to bring peace to the shinobi world, and no matter how powerful Naruto was, first Hokage was also powerful, but could he bring everlasting peace to the shinobi world? Only Menma can do it, and only Jiraiya understands how important Menma truly was. As Jiraiya gritted his teeth at that, maybe it is time that he take drastic measures to make Naruto realize reality. He doesn't have murderous intent towards Naruto for just yet, but he believes that Naruto is a stumbling block in the way of the destiny of Menma, and he, as the godfather and the destined one to teach the child of destiny, has to take down these stumbling blocks no matter what. But hey guys, I'm gonna end this part here, so hopefully you guys like it. For the next part, the like goal is gonna be 100 likes and 20 comments. Do that, and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. So yeah guys, see you soon. Peace.